What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. We're ready to rock and roll. And a day off of daily yesterday. And I'm back refreshed, ready to hit the ground running, Jay. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Except I don't know what this is about. I just gotta I gotta turn the chat off again. It's already starting. I don't understand that.
This is what I don't get, Jay. You get upset when the chat says something like that they don't like you.
I'm not upset.
But also when this guy clearly likes you, you have a problem with that too.
No problem. I get more confused. It's not that I'm upset or mad or whatever. People can say whatever they want. It's when I get confused, I don't know. There you go. There we go. Let's balance it out. There we go. Thank you.
Brandon Dud. Brandon. Thanks, Brandon. But yes, we're here, Jay. How was your Wednesday? Did you do anything fun?
No.
I know you played Mario Kart last night. I did not.
I only played for a little bit, but that was about it. Nothing fun. Clean the garage.
Oof. Bro, the garage is a place in my house that exists for all the shit to just sit there. Like,
yeah.
It's a fucking mess. It's a nightmare. There's boxes half unboxed. Some I do not care. It might be cool sometime to actually have a garage I can park my car in, but at this point, I got too much shit in my life, man. I got too much shit that I drag around with me everywhere. It's just not feasible. The garage is for shit, not for cars.
Yeah, it was, and plus it was hot, and it's like, I think I made a 10% dent in the overall cleaning of it all. Because you open up a box and you're like, oh man, didn't even know I had one of these. I bought 3 more because I didn't know I had one. Then you start looking at it, playing with it. Then you're like, let me put it in this box so I remember that I have it. And you start shuffling stuff around. Now that box is a mess and this one's unorganized. And it's like, what would be a good idea if I labeled everything? Sure. Let's get around to labeling it. And then I never do. And then, like you said, 6 months down the road, you're back at it again.
Look, dude, you just keep that door shut. Whatever.
Cycle of life.
Nobody goes in there. Fuck that. Look, the rest of my house actually looks pretty damn good, I think. So I'm happy with that. I'll be content with that. I ain't gonna try to get in this whole garage thing, man. No chance. No hope.
There you go.
Holy fuck says that means you need to sell stuff. Bro, I don't want to sell anything. I do not like getting rid of my things. Okay.
Are you a hoarder?
There's I got a touch of hoarder in me,
Okay.
Not like to the point where it's like weird and gross and disgusting, but to the point where I really I don't care if I might never ever wear that shirt again. I would rather hang on to it for 25 years and move it with me to every different place I go to than to fucking give it away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've got
Fucking
a
smell
Ray
it.
Finkel Miami Dolphins jersey in there. Every time I look at it, I'm like, what do I really need this for? But I got to keep it. One
Yeah,
day, I'm going to need it. One day. Somebody on the Dolphins is going to get that number, and they're going to be a kicker or whatever, and it'll be resurrected,
it's just
and I'll wear.
it's my stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I every once in a while I'll find stuff that I just know I have no attachment that I'm never going to use again. Yeah, I'll fucking throw that in a trash bag and give it to Goodwill or whatever. That those moments are few and far between, right? Like few and far between. For the most part, I want to hang on to all my shit. And
That makes sense.
I would rather keep it in a box and never look at it and know that I could go see it if I wanted to than fucking give it away. Come on. I worked hard to get that thing, whatever it is.
Speaking of seeing things, I can't wait. I am really looking forward to seeing The Naked Gun later today.
Yeah, it's coming out this
Really.
weekend.
Nothing but positive so far. Positive good talks.
Sounds
Positive
funny.
reviews.
Like I enjoyed the trailers. You know, I can't say I'm like hyped to see it or anything, but I hope it'll be funny. You know, happy.
I want a belly up, man. I hope I get a belly up of laughter. That's what I want.
A belly up.
Just laughing just laughing hard. Where
You laugh so fucking loud too. It'd probably be really annoying.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying.
In the theater.
Hope it's great.
You were snoring in the theater when we went to see Venom Let There Be Carnage. Jay fell asleep and was fucking snoring.
Right next to Ryan. First of all, hold on. Let's retell the whole story. Me and Ryan sit next to each other. Jeremy and the other crew, they didn't want to sit next to us for some reason. Me and Ryan leans over to talk to Jeremy about something. Ryan's pretty loud. I don't mind it. I'm kind of deaf. It works for me. The people sitting next to us, next to me, they did the little, hey, you want to just, let's just go over there. This guy's really loud. So they get up and leave. I start laughing. The movie starts. It puts me to sleep.
So, and like, this was before the movie started, okay?
Yeah.
So whenever this story gets told, people are like, oh, I don't like it when people talk during movies either, Ryan. You're such an asshole. The movie hadn't started yet.
Yeah, it didn't start yet.
Okay. So
they just
it's not like I was just
that Ryan would talk during the movie.
Yeah, they just didn't want to take it. Honestly, I probably just said something that offended them or whatever. Like,
that's
I
probably
don't know.
True.
I could have said a lot of different things. Could have been my Hulk Hogan moment, you know. Don't know.
Probably. And I said the best part is though, I start laughing when Ryan goes off, and then you see Jeremy acting like a little kid, like Ryan. Shh.
He gets really bothered. He gets really bothered that I'm the same person on screen
on and off
like
screen.
that I am in public.
And I just be laughing, man. It's so funny.
Like, what do you expect? If I call something gay like on stream, I'm probably going to call it gay when I see it in real life too.
I mean, what is someone going to do to me, honestly? I don't know. Maybe just give me a dirty look. I live in Florida. Anyway, something that's not gay. I'm just going to jump right in, get this out of the way. Eat some hay by the bay. Anyway.
There's a lot of rhymes.
There's a brand new attraction that sadly is only opening in Japan, in a theme park in Japan. They released the first footage of the Godzilla, the ride. Now, there is rumors and speculation that this actually might make it to Universal Studios in the next coming years. There's an entire two pieces of land in Islands of Adventure and at Universal Studios that's getting a facelift, a re-up, or whatever, a change. And rumors have been flying everywhere. Number one, they think the Simpsons land is going to be remodeled into Pokemon. We have no idea. So, but that is the heavy implications, because apparently they're losing their contract next year, and I don't think they want to renew it. So, kind of an older land anyway.
It is, and it's like kind of.
I don't know if anybody watches that show anymore. So,
yeah,
one of those things. Second is, I can't remember the exact name of this. You know what I'm talking about in Islands of Adventure. Before you get to Harry Potter, you walk through through this weird area that has like Gary's face and water's coming out. It's where the
The-
Mythos restaurant is.
Yeah, the
And
old there used to be like a water ride that came down there and everything, right?
correct. So now it's just like it's just there. Like they don't know what to do with it. Anyway, those are just rumors, but the reality is that they just opened this Godzilla ride today and they gave us a preview of what to expect when you get on this ride. I'm assuming they've been very quiet about it. I'm assuming it is a 3D type experience, but here's a little bit that they gave to us. So, with no sound. So, just letting you know.
Oh, it's like a drone.
Yeah, there's no sound.
It's Godzilla fighting Mecha Godzilla.
Jump scares in the water. Things like that. So, this is all going to be in the Japan theme park. And I don't know, like, I guess we'll just check on wait times and stuff like that. But I think that would be pretty awesome if they brought Godzilla over here into America. I mean, why not? I think that'd be pretty cool. They could do these type of simulator rides. Like they pop these things out all the time, you know, where it's just like a big screen, even if it's kind of like the Spider-Man or Transformers ride at Universal Studios, or it could be like the Flight of Passage ride at Animal Kingdom at Disney where you fly a Banshee. So I think it looks awesome. We need some Godzilla in our life over here. So just throwing that out there.
They could do this instead of the Kong ride.
Yes. Yes. 100%.
They've got a Kong Skull Island ride there at Universal. I've only been on a handful of times. It's
and you know, they changed that too, man. It's they took out the 3D aspect now. So it's like worse.
Honestly, I'd be okay with that. I'm not a huge fan of the 3D stuff. The 3D stuff, I'm getting old, bro. And the 3D stuff gives me a headache. No lies.
Oh, then maybe you will enjoy it. Maybe they did that just for you. I
Nothing's
liked
ever
it with
gonna
the
beat
3D. It gives a little
Fantastic-
more jump in your face, but now it's like they took it out, so now it's just regular monitors on the side.
Nothing's ever going to beat the Fast and Furious, you know?
Just as terrible.
That ride at Universal, that one's awesome. In a terrible way, it is awesome.
That is the worst attraction ever made.
I put off doing that for a long, long, long time, and finally I went to go to do it last year at some point, and I was like, it was exactly as advertised. It was just terrible. It's all about family.
The end, you have The Rock and Vin Diesel standing next to each other.
Yeah,
they should have kept the earthquake ride, man. That was great.
The partying, then they get raided, all that stuff. It's fun. It's fun. iHog for $5. Jay did a super chat last night on Ryan's channel just for you, in case you missed it. Shiitake.
They were sending it on Mario Kart too, and nobody read it right. Every time they would send it, everyone's like, she tiki. Like they would say stuff and just keep it moving. I'm like trying to stop them. Like, you guys are saying it wrong.
Shiitake.
Freaking Phil was there. You would think he would know how to say it.
He's Chinese. He hates Japanese people.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Ryan, awesome stream last night. Thank you. iHog. I don't know exactly how to say your name, but International House of Goiters. I don't know. Thank you.
Curly.
Alex McCarthy for 2. It's Thursday. Meta PC code RK Outpost or Drunk 3PO.
Let's get it.
Get it done. Thank you, Alex. Newest Terminalist trailer is good. Looks watchable for sure. Still a little turned off with the prequel character choice. Yeah, Terminalist Dark Wolf is coming out late August, I think. I'm just really ready for Terminalist Season 2. It's been like 5 fucking years. It's been a long time since that first season. So let's get it ramped up, Chris Pratt. Let's do it. Let's get it done. The Good White for $5 says Jay Sexy.
Good Lord. Look at that avatar.
And then The Good White for 2 says Ryan Black.
The Good White.
The Good White. Yeah, Good Whites have to fight back against this Sydney Sweeney stuff. Didn't you hear, Jay?
Yeah. Now Dunkin' Donuts has gotten into the act.
Yeah, they're advertising like a golden shower drink or something. I don't know what that is. It's
Yeah.
like, look, I like getting tan. It's just good genetics or something. That ad looks like it was made in 2 fucking seconds.
Yeah, it looks a little AI-ish, doesn't it?
Paper Liger for 10. I fell asleep at Carnage too, Jay. Don't worry.
Ah, yeah. It was bad.
Lance for 5. Ryan and Jay adventures are like planes, trains, and automobiles. If Steve Martin was a racist and John Candy was slightly less fat but twice as stupid. Hey,
That was good.
Hey, we got a sequel idea for you. Doing them all the time in Hollywood. Let's go.
I'll spill more stuff in his car.
Let's get it done. Jay, did you see not the kind of expected news if we're going to be honest, but Warner Brothers Discovery trying to save a little bit more money. I guess I should say Warner Brothers. But we know that all eyes have been on Superman over the past couple weeks at the box office because of what it means for James Gunn's DC universe. But it shouldn't be overstated that this movie and everything about it is also very important for Warner Brothers in general. Warner Brothers is a company that has been through a lot over the past couple of years. They did that big merger with Discovery, and now they're separating the companies again. They have tens of millions of dollars in debt, and David Zaslav has done a lot to try to cut a ton of spending. But they are going to be heavily reliant on what they feel like are their biggest IPs going forward. Things like Game of Thrones, things like Harry Potter, and things like DC. One of the reasons it's such like all eyes are on this thing. And Superman, even though they said, we'll be happy if it gets to 500 million. No fucking way. You wouldn't even make money in theaters if that was the case. But that's why all eyes are on Superman, because of the current state of Warner Brothers. And we finally got the full details about Warner Brothers Discovery, who just merged a couple years ago, are now splitting. And I know this would be crazy, Jay, but the companies will be called Warner Brothers and Discovery.
Really?
Yes. Yes,
wow.
Indeed. The media companies officially announced their names and senior leadership teams after it splits itself in two, with David Zaslav's streaming and studios business to be called Warner Brothers and Gunnar Weidenfeld's global networks business to be called Discovery Global. So here's what the breakdown is going to be. Warner Brothers will include the Warner's Film and TV Studios, DC Studios, HBO and HBO Max, and the TCM cable channel. I don't know why specifically that one, but okay. I mean, we know what it is, but I just don't know why they decided that one channel while all other channels are going there.
What is TCM?
Turner Classic Movies.
Oh, Turner Classic. Okay. Thanks for clearing that up.
Discovery will include the former Discovery and Turner linear channels, including TNT, TBS, CNN, Cartoon Network, Discovery, Food Network, and HGTV. It will also include the company's international TV channels and the Discovery Plus streaming service. And one of the first things we find out after this, oh, by the way, layoffs. Warner Brothers cut 10% of motion picture group workforce across marketing, distribution, production, and more. And look, this is what you have to do when you're in a company that's in as much debt as they are and your financial problems are as big as they have been for the past several years. You have to lay people off. You have to fire some people. You have to cut costs any way you can, whether that's canceling some movies, getting tax rebates on some movies, whatever it is. And one of the first things right out of the gate that they're doing is exactly that.
That this whole like separation and everything is all just to kind of like is a financial thing to kind of get their money back in order. Is that the entire reason why they're doing this?
I think there's
maybe more focus on like keep people more focused on the main thing that they're supposed to be focused on instead of like being spread all out all over the place.
I do think that there's multiple layers to it. I think it's a little bit of rearranging money and some of the bad money versus some of the good money, some of the things that you don't think are going to be big over time, separating that from what you think are going to be your big consistent players over time. And also to just get a little bit more focused on some of these things in general when it comes to making your movies versus making your TV shows, if that makes sense. But like this is one of the reasons that Superman is a big deal for them. Now, Warner Brothers had some successes this year. Sinners made a lot of money for what it costs to make. Minecraft movie, certainly a big success. They were the distributors behind F1, but that's an Apple movie. So a lot of people are putting that in the Warner Brothers camp. They distribute it, but Apple are the ones that put up the money and made that movie. So they're the ones that are going to reap any of the benefits potentially from it. But when it comes to Superman and DC films, that is huge. All the Game of Thrones spinoff series are huge for them. The Harry Potter series is huge for them. Like those are the things that they think big picture 5-10 years down the line. Those are the things that need to hit for them. Which is why it is impossible to ignore the international numbers. I know James Gunn said, well, people just hate America. That's why Superman did bad. Or Superman's not very well known. Then Fantastic Four comes out and almost has very similar international to domestic numbers. So maybe it's not because of America that it was weak internationally. But that's the reason that this thing not only needs to do so well, but also because it sets up everything that they have planned to try to rescue Warner Brothers from the financial difficulties they're in. But we'll see.
I can't make sense of all of it, man. I'm not smart enough to understand how all that big business works. So I do know one thing, though, which is a little off topic, but in the same wheelhouse, the Comcast earnings call. And I'm kind of waiting to get like all the numbers was this morning. And speaking about like Universal and theme parks, everything is way up. Theme parks revenue is up almost 20% because of they're like successful opening of Epic Universe, which is driving more people to spend more money in the parks and going to their parks. So this is in the billions, and it actually and from what I'm reading, like from some of these people that as they actually beat expectations. Also, their media is up. This is Comcast, and they talk about their movies and how that's up too. They spent less money on their movies. Like, look at that. How to Train Your Dragon, Jurassic World, which we both predicted would rule July, the lowest budget blockbuster, I guess, a meh dinosaur movie that people had fun with is doing better than Superman and Fantastic Four at the box office. So they're just quietly killing it. I'm curious to see how this relates. Like once Epic is rolling, how that's going to impact the Disney theme park, because for the past few years, when Disney did their earnings call, they were like in the red on everything but theme parks. Seems like the theme parks were the only things that were really bringing in a lot of money for Disney. But now that if this thing has shot up almost 20% since Epic's opening, that's huge. So
yeah, I mean, look, you spend billions and billions of dollars over years to bring that park to life. You need this. This is why you do that. You need this return.
So this was an excellent earnings call for Comcast Universal.
They also did have some wonky stuff in there for Comcast because the sale of that last third of Hulu went through.
Yes.
So it's like we suddenly had an influx of $9 billion in cash. You know what I mean?
Correct.
But yes.
But 20% is pretty good. So for theme park revenue to go up.
I wonder
18.9. Sorry. So it's not 20 exactly, but
pretty close. I wonder what attendance is like, I wonder what attendance is like in the normal ones.
So honestly, we've been monitoring the attendance over on like on the park hop and stuff, and it is the Disney parks have made some decisions that have kept them actually quite empty over the summer. So they decided to close Animal Kingdom early for a lot of nights, like at 5:00, which is very odd. Why they would close that when the Pandora land is actually so much better when the sun goes down, because the whole place is supposed to light up. And then with all the closures at the Magic Kingdom, it seems less people are wanting to go there. And they're blaming it on the heat right now, that for low attendance, which probably does play a part of it as well. But when you look at Epic Universe and the wait times, their wait times have been averaging about 2 hours per ride. And sometimes they've had to put out full capacity signs, which I've never seen, where basically they don't even want you to get in the line. Because if you get in the line, you'll be there till the park closes. like for some of these rides. There aren't as many attractions to keep people moving at Epic Universe as there are as like Islands of Adventure and stuff like that. So that might play a part in it as well. So I don't know. I'll be at Universal tomorrow all day too to check some of the new Halloween horror stuff that they got out and things like that. But it's been a very low summer, and actually Disney predicted that it was going to be a low summer at the theme parks. They kind of came out in the last earnings call and said, "Yeah, we expect it to be a low summer." That's why they released so many incentives. If you get an annual pass, you get $100 gift card to spend. Um, they were giving away discounts, especially Florida resident discounts for people to come in. But the thing is like they got a subpar product right now. Magic Kingdom, like a quarter of their rides are shut down and it's all under construction. Same at Hollywood Studios, shutting everything down while they do construction. So they picked the summer to do all this, to shut everything down and fix it, I guess, because they're hoping that next year will be a big revival of people coming back to their parks when they open up some of the new stuff that they're building.
Well, look,
We'll
obviously
see.
the first theme park opening in Orlando in like 20 years or whatever.
Yeah, it's going to
that-
get a lot of attention.
That's going to be the big attention getter. You know, the reason I asked about like attendance versus the revenue is, we talk about this when it comes to, movies and stuff like that. Hey, if it costs $10 to go see a movie for everybody one year and then 15 the next year, how many people are going? Are you making more money because you're charging more, based on Epic Universe, like all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? So I do wonder what the attendance has been like for them as for Universal in the other parks.
So
like
I get
compared
I'll say
to
this,
stuff.
Yeah, I'll say this about Epic and we can move on. But what they're doing is actually quite smart, is that they're not offering an annual pass for Epic Universe, which they might not offer it for another year, which means anyone that goes has to pay full price ticket. There's not like there's nothing there to get a lot of the locals to go all the time, such as like how many annual pass, you buy an annual pass to Universal and you go 3 or 4 times, you paid back if you compare it to the annual ticket price of what you spent. So if you go more and more and more, you're not paying for parking, you're not paying, you get a 20% discount on anything in the park. So you're not spending as much as someone that has to go there and buy a ticket and pay full price without any of the discounts. So that's another thing that might generate a lot of revenue this year for Epic Universe over the others, simply because of that.
Yeah, it's in such high demand because it's so new
Right.
that there is no need to incentivize people with annual pass stuff yet.
Yes. Yes, correct.
But that'll probably be the next time I go to Epic Universe, is whenever they offer the annual.
When they release the annual, yeah, same. I don't have any plans on coming back.
Not that I wouldn't want to. It's just
Exactly. Exactly.
What was I? Angst Kitten for $10 is careful, Ryan. I parked outside for years without issue. And then this year, critters got into my hood and went to town on the wires. You got to make a blood sacrifice to appease the rodent overlords. Well, I don't see too many fucking rodents or squirrels or anything like that here in Florida. We got those damn lizards and frogs. Those things piss me off. Sometimes they'll get on my car. I was driving the other day and I pull out onto the road right outside my neighborhood and I'm going down to the stoplight and I look, and over by my side view mirror, the driver's side, this fucking lizard is sticking its head up, looking straight at me, breathing super fucking fast. I'm like, bro, get the fuck off. And I'm like tapping him and shit. I'm fucking tapping him, trying to knock him off while we're parked or while I'm waiting at the light. Motherfucker refused to budge. Okay, so I turn, make a right turn. I start going. I'm going like 45 or 50, down this street. And he's
holding on for dear life.
Holding on for dear life, trying to get fucking leverage. I have no idea when he left. He was on that thing for like 5 or 10 minutes.
Did he just give up and let go?
Yeah, maybe at some point. I didn't see him fly off, but I was like, dude, much respect, dude. But get off next time.
It's mating. It's the mating time. Usually lizards mate in July. You'll see a bunch of little lizards in August.
I see a bunch of little lizards now, so they've been fucking early this year. They drive me nuts, dude. I hate them. I don't like them. Sometimes I'll have I'll have the light on by my door, and
Like those chameleons that. Ever
I'll have
seen
the light
those?
on by my door, and I'll look out at night, and I just see 3 of them like stuck on my window. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, get out of here. I don't want you there, because then when I open the door, I'm worried you're gonna jump on me or jump in my house or whatever. Fuck you. I hate those lizards, man. I hate them.
I take the lizards over the tree frogs. That's what are on my windows. Those are worse. They do jump on you. It's like they sense your heat or something, and then you stare at them and you stare back, and they just go for it.
The frogs are kind of dumb, dude. Like,
So, and then like you gotta you hit them with the slap, and then you killed them, and you kind of maybe feel a little bad, but it's like don't be jumping in my face. You're gonna get the hand.
or like you throw on some flip flops or something to go like put your trash out,
They jump on
and they
you.
jump on your foot. Just get the fuck off me,
Yeah,
Ugh.
exactly.
Weirdo.
That's
Get out of
true.
here, frog. Dumb fuck. Mo Zamboni, those aren't pillows.
Planes, trains, and automobiles. I've never slept in the same room as Ryan. So anytime like we got a hotel, we separated, just so y'all know. Just had to make a point.
Thanks for bringing that up, I guess. But no, I've never slept in a room with Jay. Stephen McBride for 2. Jay gets all ladies soaked, and Ryan drives men wild. Thank you, Stephen. Tobias Nexus for $10. Glad that 20 folks who joined me, Red, and later Quill for Hunt last night and watched me manage a kill on a 3-man squad with nearly 0 health. Might need to clip it if I can. It was good.
As long as you had fun.
That's cool, Tobias. And
Tobias,
I heard,
did you have a good time with the Zootopia trailer?
that's right. I heard that you watched the Zootopia, or that Jeremy watched the Zootopia trailer. So
Hope you had a good time.
hope it's everything you want it to be, Tobias. Furry is going to be eating good the next couple months, man. Bad Guys 2 and Zootopia 2. So pays to be a furry, I guess. Andre CR, Jay, no bra today?
No bra today. I wore a freaking wife beater last night while we're playing Mario Kart because it's hot. So they were like,
It looked like a bra?
Looked like I had strap. Yeah. All good.
Is your AC good?
No. It's not.
How hot is it?
Well, it's like, so I live in a little townhouse, so the upstairs just stays warm. I don't know why. Like we've had people come out to try to clean the coils and stuff, and they're just like, some days it just gets hot. And it's like, that's really the excuse. So they did everything they can. It just like doesn't stop running. The guy came out last month and like dumped a bunch of whatever Freon or whatever in it.
There's got to be something else wrong
At
with
night,
it.
and once the sun goes down, it gets fine. But it gets really hot in here. Maybe because I got all the video. I should turn all the games off or something.
This is always the hottest room in my house with the lights and the screens and everything, for sure. For sure. It used to be brutal when I was in California, because that's when, well, I kept that fucking house at 78 or whatever because I'd pay so goddamn much. You know they're doing surge pricing now for electricity here this summer?
No.
I just saw that on the news the other night. They're doing some surge pricing, which I'm not looking forward to that shit. Fuck that.
What? Neither am I.
Blasting their AC except you. Over on Rumble, Ronan for $2 says, Jay, if you're representing yourself in court, what would your opening statement be if you were charged with assault with a concrete dildo?
What would my opening statement be? I'd probably hire a lawyer to make that for me. But I probably would just be like, that dude shouldn't have been standing there.
There you go.
How it goes. You shouldn't have been standing there.
Tobias Nexus for 10. The trailer was okay. We should focus more on Gary's parts of the story, considering he's the whole reason the movie takes place. I can't explain why they thought the therapy scene would catch, though.
I haven't seen the trailer.
I have not seen that second trailer either. Maybe they thought it would resonate with furries. I don't know.
Therapy resonating with furries.
Derek PG Beller for $1. The left hates Sydney Sweeney because they accuse her of Nazi propaganda. Some on the right are against Sydney now because she's apparently a glorified prostitute. The world is dumb. The world is dumb. The Sydney Sweeney stuff is insane. It is one of the more... We've covered a lot of crazy shit, Jay. I've had my channel for almost 6 years on the dot at this point. Almost 6 years exactly. My 6-year anniversary stream is going to be on Sunday. But we've covered a lot of crazy, dumb stuff. This might be truly one of the more ridiculous things we've ever talked about, the Sydney Sweeney thing. Like the idea that a pun about blue jeans is Nazi dog whistling.
It's getting a lot of attention. Even the White House is talking about it, apparently.
I do think that some people are making a mistake by being like, Sydney Sweeney's MAGA. Look, because she has boobs and she's hot, she's MAGA. And it's like,
she does a big fundraiser for LGBTQ, and she goes to that dinner like every year.
Just the GLAAD thing. Just because somebody pisses off people that are on the other side doesn't mean they are automatically one of you. And I don't think that it should really matter. She doesn't really talk about her politics. She doesn't talk, and I think that's the way it should be. But the incessant need to try to place her into that camp because she's doing something that pisses off the left is only going to make it more likely that eventually it gets clarified that she's really not. And then you fucking get all pissy because you spoke something into existence that wasn't real. But she's just doing a jeans ad. People are having a meltdown.
I hope she doesn't come out and say something. You know what I mean? I hope she just enjoys her time at the beach and just lets it, because people will be upset. It only takes about 2 weeks before someone to be upset at something else. So
yeah, maybe
it'll blow over.
People go, I don't know. Sometimes it never leaves. People got all upset at Hulk Hogan for something he said 20 years ago.
That is true.
20 years, Jay.
That is true.
Jay, do you think there's a single person in the entire universe who, that has not had some sort of conversation with a friend in private, maybe joking, maybe not, that if the contents of that conversation got revealed to the public, that they would be freaking the fuck out?
As far as I know, there's only one person that I know that walked on water. And that's just one. The rest of us ain't. So how about that?
Well, in the era of social media,
I know our
Jesus would have got his ass
conversations.
canceled, man. Shocking images of Jesus with a known prostitute.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess he was literally canceled. About as canceled as you can get.
Yeah.
For all those things anyway. So
crucified him, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Ronan for $1. When I'm working at night, I sometimes hear a northern mockingbird singing a happy tune around 3 a.m. in DeHood. Can you imagine being woken up every day by that?
No.
No. I can't, actually. But we got to talk a little bit about Fantastic Four, Jay.
Yes.
Yes, we do. Specifically because much like Superman, Fantastic Four is very important to get people excited about the future of Marvel. Marvel's had a bad run at the box office the last couple of years, and we saw with this movie, just like we've seen for virtually every single Marvel movie for this year, a strong opening at the box office, a big win for Marvel, when really that's not the case. It was a rather weak opening, almost exactly on par with Superman's weak opening. And I sincerely doubt that it's going to have the same legs that Superman has had. Right now, it's tracking for around a 55 to 60% drop in its second weekend, which certainly isn't a monumental disaster like for some of the things like Brave New World or, the Marvels or stuff like that we've seen before. But it also is not probably where it needs to be if you're going to have this big, long box office run that this movie desperately would need to actually make money. So it's kind of indicative that maybe not a lot of people are bought into this next phase of the MCU and aren't excited for anything to come. As a result, you probably need to make sure that you get everybody possible to give this thing a chance. That might require actors to not say stupid things from time to time.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just can't help themselves, though.
No.
Pedro Pascal appears to high-five Fantastic Four co-star over the idea of throwing President Trump into space. In a recent promotional interview for Marvel's The Fantastic Four First Steps, actors Ebon Moss-Bachrach and Pedro Pascal sparked controversy when Moss-Bachrach suggested if given his character's powers, he would throw fascists into outer space.
Yeah.
Now, they did not name the fascists, but considering this is Pedro Pascal's response and how these people talk about Donald Trump and how Pedro Pascal has talked about Donald Trump in the past, I don't think it's that much of a stretch. Here's the clip in question.
Can't hear it. I got no sound.
You got no sound?
No.
I didn't.
Am I the only one? Did the chat hear it?
It's me.
Okay.
It was.
I was quick this time. I was quick.
No, you're good.
There's a handful of fascists that I would just throw into outer space. There's a handful.
Oh my gosh. And then there's the gay hand slap. Yay. Let's get the Trump administration out of here. If you're the thing.
Yeah, politicians I don't like are fascists. Politicians I don't like are fascists. I'd throw them into space if I had superpowers. Everyone should clap for me and laugh for me.
Good job,
bro.
We knew. I mean, we thought they were doing well, just keeping it chill. They couldn't help themselves. They got to get it out. They got to get it out. How much they hate this administration. There's no doubt in my mind they were talking about Trump or
absolutely
anything. No doubt in my mind whatsoever. Yeah, why would you make a dumb statement like that? You could have said anything. You know, if you really had superpowers, what would you do? You know, you could have said anything, but he went straight political. Good luck.
And like I said, this is a movie. You need all the help you can get. You need every single repeat customer. You need every single person giving this thing a chance, because despite what every headline might say, just like Superman's opening, this was a weak opening. Superman has had a hell of a hold at the domestic box office, especially during the weeks. But it's not quite at that same level for Fantastic Four. I didn't think it really would be, and you're going to have a slightly bigger drop at the box office. And at the end of the day, we're going to turn back and say, oh, wow, what happened with the Fantastic Four movie?
Yeah.
You know, I initially predicted that Superman would get about 700 million and Fantastic Four would get about 650. Now it's looking like both of those were maybe overestimates. I think Superman's probably going to be in that 625 to 650 now, maybe. And Fantastic Four, man, 550 might be struggling to get any more than that if these holds kind of continue to pan out the way that they have.
Well, this weekend the competition is The Bad Guys 2, The Naked Gun. I think Weapons too. No,
Weapons.
Oh, no. Weapons a little bit later.
Weapons looks awesome.
Yeah, it does. Weapons looks really good. And then Freakier Friday comes out August 8th. So these movies are gonna. Not that I'm the biggest fan of that, but those movies make money. I don't know what it is. So I don't know if this one will. But
Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, they did. It is kind of a different.
It is a lot older, so we'll see how it goes. But Freakier Friday comes out August 8th. So yeah, and then Nobody 2 comes out in August. So these movies are just they're gonna fade off. How fast do you think they'll end up on like streaming? Will we see record lightning like September? It's like they'll be on streaming in September.
Well, I haven't heard a confirmation, but I did see a couple of screenshots floating around that showed Superman digital release set for August 15th. Which
wow.
yeah, which if that's the case, well, one, I think it's a huge mistake. Because it is holding rather
Wow.
well. But I do think that these early, and again, that's not on streaming for free. That is digital release, so you can buy
Correct.
video on demand. But I do think it damages your theatrical runs, when you do stuff like that.
Especially if that's true and they start pushing that, then people are like, I'll just wait.
Um,
I'll just wait.
like 45 days is like kind of a common thing. And I know James Gunn came out and was like, oh, it's going to be way longer than that for this movie. We're going way longer than 45 days. But then I just saw something pop up that said potentially August 15th. I haven't seen like confirmation or an announcement from Warner Brothers about that. Just some screenshots on somebody's website that said available for purchase on August 15th. So I don't know. Maybe it's not true. Maybe it's not true.
It wouldn't surprise me. It just seems like as soon as we're gonna get to that time now where it's just that. What if we get to that area where they just release them both at the same time in the next few years, where they like set it up? I think they try that, or no, they didn't try that. Where it's like pay $150, you can watch it at home for the first month, or go see it in the movie theater.
Well, I don't know about 150, but remember,
I mean, they would raise the
famously,
price really. If they were to do that, I'm sure the price would be very high for like
well,
the first.
we had a couple examples of that. Famously, that's why Scarlett Johansson sued Disney. Remember, Black Widow was released in theaters and on Disney Plus for an extra like $30 fee on the same day.
Yeah.
And then with HBO Max, when they were doing HBO Max, it was free of charge, like just normal streaming charges. They just put it on the streamer. Remember, for like Wonder Woman 84 and a couple other things like that. The Suicide Squad as well, I believe. But yeah, theaters.
I chalk that up to like the COVID stuff that they were just trying to just test the waters and see. It would have been interesting if that was very successful, that people would rather have like paid streaming and how it would look today,
Yeah. Theaters are a changing business model for sure.
Yes.
Bungles Twanger in Beyonce's Levi's ad, she looks white. She's look whiter the older she gets. Volt 95 for $1.99. I saw Godzilla -1 3 times. Saw F4 0 times. Stephen Strange for $2 on Rumble. If Sydney Sweeney does not have any allergies or mental issues, then I could conclude that she has good genes, better genes than the people attacking her.
Yeah.
Lot of septum rings in those Sydney Sweeney hate videos.
Seems to be the trend among those people.
I made a video about some of those people yesterday on stream.
We laughed
to
at
one of
them
the
on a
people
lot.
as a fat hog. And I wanted to clarify that I was under the impression that was her TikTok handle. It wasn't an insult. It wasn't bullying or harassment. I was just under the impression that was her TikTok account.
I know there was a lot of women, but man, the videos of the men having mental breakdowns over that ad too is just they're worse. Oh my gosh, they're in their car crying. It's like, how can this be real? How can these people wake up every day and live like that?
Who's
I don't
crying?
understand, but whatever. Good for them.
Tobias for $10. At least it seems Trump is trying to fight this insane internet censorship crap going on. YouTube giving an AI control over deciding who's 18 if it thinks you aren't. It restricts your content. I did see a lot of that. A lot of people talking about that. All the child safety stuff that's going on everywhere. And apparently YouTube's doing something like that as well. I got to be honest, for some creators, that's going to be a huge possible change. For us, not so much. We do not have like the amount, at least on Geeks and Gamers and on my channel, our like under 18 viewership is infinitesimal. It's incredibly small. You know what I mean? Not too many kids that are tuning in to watch us bitch about
Box office and stuff
about
like that.
black female gladiators, I suppose. We don't appeal to the young kids. Okay. But yeah. That could seriously affect a lot of people's channel, like a lot of these Minecraft creators, a lot of people that do make content for kids, for young people. Luckily, we're not swept up in that, but it is all about the overarching, hey, let's look at what you're watching bullshit. Mr. Big Morg for 199. Septum ring theory, it's a real thing. I've known a handful of people that do have those rings that are not freaks.
Nose rings, yeah.
But few and far between. Darth Manic for 199. Cindy Sweeney makes me Nazi salute in my pants. Jay thought that was really funny.
That was pretty good.
Bungles Twanger for 5. Saw both Fantastic Four and Superman. Both were mid as fuck. I was enjoying Superman until that shit-tastic ending. Fantastic Four left me feeling melancholy. Both will be forgotten by 2026.
maybe by November.
Maybe by November. That's true. Snacks for $2 says G&G Daily rated R for Ryan. Well, it's going to be rated J tomorrow.
Yeah, that's going to be weird.
Not just for Jay, but also for another person who's hosting.
Going to be weird.
It will not be me. It's going to be strange, Jay, having a Friday, not being on daily, but I got stuff going on.
I know.
You've left me high and dry so often. I don't fucking feel bad about it.
I'm not saying anything.
I know.
I'll probably leave you high and dry again.
I know. I'd have to like bother Rivera and be like, hey, will you please come on with me?
Come on. Come on for more soup talk.
Yeah, not any of that shit. No way. Real quick, since we have a little more time. Did you see Jay Leno kind of go after the late shows for destroying them with the politics?
Yeah.
I don't know if we ever talked
good on
about
him.
it, but
I think it's a little too late for the late shows now. It's like they've already like Jay Leno, they've crossed the line and now they can't go back. And people just they tune out, you know. But Steve Colbert, didn't he have the biggest ratings out of all of them?
He did.
Yeah.
Of all of the late shows, Stephen Colbert was the smartest retard or the tallest midget when it came to ratings. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean it was a profitable show. In fact, this is a show that had been hemorrhaging tens of millions of dollars a year. $40 million a year CBS lost with The Late Show and subsequently got canceled. It wasn't because he made fun of Trump. It wasn't any of this bullshit. It's because, quite frankly, Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel and the others, they have ruined late night television for everyone with their political talking points. They completely changed what these shows used to be about. It used to be about entertaining people. It used to be for, normal, everyday, average working man. Local news was on, and then 11:35, The Late Show comes on. The Tonight Show comes on, and you sit there, you pop open a beer while your kids are in bed, you sit there on the couch with your wife, and you just laugh a little bit at dumb stuff, right? A little bit, take a load off life. But instead, it's for the past 10 years, it's just been political talking points. Bottom line, that's all it's been about. It's not meant to be entertaining or funny. It's about sending a message. And I think Jay Leno understands that. Jay Leno criticizes modern late night comedy for alienating half the audience with partisan politics. And, Jay Leno, the reason this got talked about is because obviously Jay Leno did this for like 20 years or whatever it was. And they did some studies of all the different jokes that he told over time. And it was about half and half. Jokes making fun of Republicans, jokes making fun of Democrats. And, this was kind of his response when talking about it. Like, that's how I think we should keep it. To me, I like to think that people come to a comedy show to kind of get away from things, the pressures of life, whatever it might be. Now, you have to be content with half the audience because you have to give your opinion. I love political humor, don't get me wrong, but it's just what happens when people wind up cozying too much up to one side or the other. Why shoot for just half an audience all the time? You know, why not try to get the whole? I mean, I like to bring people into the big picture. And maybe even a better person to talk about this than Jay Leno is the great Johnny Carson.
Yes.
This is what he was asked about decades and decades ago, about why he doesn't get political, why he doesn't get into serious controversies and things like that on a show that's supposed to be about making people laugh.
Do you get sensitive about the fact that people say he'll never take a serious controversy? Well, I have an answer to that. I said, now, tell me the last time that Jack Benny, Red Skelton, any comedian, used his show to do serious issues. That's not what I'm there for. Can't they see that? But you're not. Why do they think that just because you have a Tonight Show that you must deal in serious issues? That's a danger. It's a real danger. Once you start that, you start to get that self-important feeling that what you say has great import. And you know, strangely enough, you could use that show as a forum. You could sway people. And I don't think you should as an entertainer.
100%. And that's what's happened to a lot of our modern movies, everything, television shows, everything. They try to tackle serious issues by hiring activists to inject that stuff in our shows, and you alienate. I wouldn't even say half the audience. I say more than half. You push out audience that just don't care. There's a reason why we call it escapism, because you want to sit down and laugh and not be stressed out about the things that are going on in politics or in the world, things like that. You want to hear some jokes, you want to laugh, you want to forget about life for an hour or two. Like you said, have a nice drink, and move on with your life. But they seem to have forgotten that. And that's why they wonder why their shows get canceled, why people don't go to the movies, why people don't watch the television show, why we don't care about streaming services, why Star Wars is completely dead to the point where I don't even want to talk about it or cover it anymore, ever. Because I just don't care. Comic books and everything else, just like all trash, because they wanted to inject their politics into all of it. So it's all crap.
And this decades old advice from Johnny Carson maybe should have been listened to a little bit earlier. But instead, over the past 10 years, they have destroyed the late night television industry because they couldn't stay out of their own way.
The crazy thing too, these people think that their platform is so big that they are the main character in the world, the main character syndrome. So it's like, I can change the entire world if I stand on these things and sway people to vote the way I want them to vote and live the way I want them to live. And it's like, you obviously can't. So just tell me some jokes. So just make me laugh.
Make me chuckle.
Make me laugh.
Master Austin with a gifted membership. Thanks, Master Austin. Pretty cool logo too. John Ease for $1.99. Leno gets it. Now I want some Doritos. Doritos sound good. I got 2 bags of Doritos in my cabinet right now. Every time I open that thing, they're staring at me right in the face. The Green Goblin's helmet. Vault 95 for $1.99. Leftists believe all art is meant for propaganda. I think there's a place for people that do want to, I think there's a place to tell those types of stories and things that do tackle serious issues and things that are even like completely and totally one-sided, right? I think as long as there's a balance in the overall amount of stuff that's out there, so you have stories for everyone, that's fine. But when you're talking about these things that are supposed to be mass appeal for a general audience, when you're talking about the late night talk shows, which this is not just a new thing. These are things that have been around for decades and decades. And when you try to change that up and switch it from what it is, which is just supposed to be kind of lighthearted, kind of, poking fun at everybody, just laughing at the current things going on in the world. When you change that and make it incredibly one-sided and very personal attacks, and you're just catering to a very, very small portion of the audience, the rest of the audience is going to fucking leave, and then you're fucked.
Exactly. I mean, Saturday Night Live used to they made fun of everybody. Whoever was the president, they made fun of you. Then like I guess Trump came on, made an appearance, and it upset so many people that they didn't want to have him back on. So they decided to go down that road and not be funny. And they wonder why their ratings are in the tank. There's a reason why South Park is getting paid, was it $1.5 billion? Because that's what they do. They make fun of everybody. They make fun of everybody.
They had pretty good ratings on their premiere episode. Worked out pretty well for them.
Yeah.
And I love that because I think the next episode, Cartman is going to be like Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, Charlie. You see, that's the thing. Even Charlie Kirk changed his profile to Cartman.
He embraced it
because he's just like, it's a joke. It's jokes. It's like everybody's way too sensitive.
Well, and then speaking of, the super chat comes in. Charlie Kirk handled the South Park roast properly.
Yes.
The left want you offended. Take the power away from them. Disappointed by the White House response.
Lean into the meme. It's like,
Yeah, the White House response is not surprising to me.
Agreed.
It's just not. So, but let me. We got a $10 Rumble rant from Snooty Mims. I don't know if it's been said or not, but the UK banned Rumble. We on Rumble value our free speech. Hail my badass dudes in Rumble chat. Hail. The UK banned Rumble.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that was official, but that's crazy. Sorry to our Rumblers that were in the UK.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. But I think that's it for us today, Jay. Our hour of power is done.
You have a great long weekend. Sad to see you go.
That was a really strangely structured sentence. You have a great long weekend. I thought
Friday,
you were say
Saturday,
buddy,
Sunday,
pal,
away from Daily. Away from all of us here at Daily.
Yeah, get a fucking break,
That's right.
I get a break.
I'll make sure to take next week off.
But you're going to the park tomorrow?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's it for me. Hope everybody has a good day and a good weekend. You'll see Jeremy and Jay tomorrow.
I think so, yeah.
Congratulations to all of you who get to watch that. And I will talk to you later. Bye, everybody.
Bye.